All right, joining me is Republican consultant Christopher Metzler, along with political commentator and Hillary Clinton supporter Danielle McLaughlin. And also, by the way, can I let everybody know Katherine Timpf is on set with us this morning as well. We have you here to react to all the news of the night as well from National Review and also a Fox News contributor. All right, we're looking at these key issues on voters' minds, but this turnout last night, I mean, was unbelievable. But Bernie Sanders, another victory. Are we talking about a legitimate chance here, or is this just, you know, a long shot but still interesting to watch?
Well, from my perspective, I think it's very interesting to watch. Hillary Clinton clearly got an old-fashioned shellacking last night. But at the end of the day, I do have to say that I think it is, in fact, a long shot. There was all this talk about a contested convention on our side. Now it appears that the contested convention is actually on the Democratic side. So there you go.
All right, so Danielle, what do you make of this? Let's stick to Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders here for a second. What do you think of this victory for Bernie Sanders?
It wasn't unexpected. It was a great victory, obviously, for Bernie Sanders. Hillary Clinton took West Virginia pretty substantially in 2008. Although the polls leading up to this yesterday, it was pretty clear that she wasn't going to take it away. There was the issue with her talking about coal mining jobs and the coal mining industry. In fairness, she did preempt that statement talking about clean energy jobs, and so that statement was, in fairness, it was truncated. She talked about bringing, clean energy jobs to West Virginia, actually, which was the same message that Bernie Sanders had said, and they both unveiled packages, $130 billion, $141 billion, to I guess move those industries into more clean generative.
Congratulations, Danielle, because you actually got our panel to crap on us.
I'm going to take your livelihood away. Vote for me.
I got to tell you, this is.
It wasn't artful. I will give you that, Pat. It wasn't artful.
Inartful could be the biggest stretch. I love you, but let's face it. Hillary Clinton is such a bad candidate that the other candidate, the Democratic Socialist in the party, with the worst record and with the worst plan for coal country and energy, actually beat her in coal country. I mean, how bad do you have to be? And she can try to walk back that she is going to kill coal, but it's not going to happen. I've played her statement on my radio show in full context. She knew what she was saying, and just like a Democrat, they both promised to throw money at the problem, not a solution.
But it doesn't matter, right? When you look at those pledged delegates, the math for Bernie Sanders, that you just can't make a whole lot of sense for a path to victory.
It doesn't, but he keeps pulling the whole race left, and I think that's exactly what he wants to do. And so he stays in it, he pulls it left. Hillary has to move left. That makes it harder for the general election.
That's a great point, Kat, because how does he continue to change her message?
Well, his momentum is just keeps going and going and going, and she has to, because a lot of people don't understand delegate math. I mean, they understand it, but they don't really look at it every day like we do. They're like, wow, Bernie keeps winning, and then in the future it could, kind of builds on top of each other. So she's going to have to keep moving left. She's going to have to work for his supporters, because a lot of the reason that people like him is they don't see him as being, a Washington insider, and so it's not like they'll automatically go to her. He's going to, even though he obviously is. I'm just saying,
this is the guy that since he's been out of Oakland to Burlington has been on the taxpayer dime.
Right, he thought the subway
It's amazing that it's forever that bad.
But I'm just saying, the way people see him, he's going to have to actually work, or she's going to have to work for his supporters.
All right, so Christopher and Danielle, I hear you are there, but wait, we want to get Dagan McDowell in here because she's got the key issues on voters' minds. When we look at those exit polls, Dagan, what did we learn?
Sandra, well, we learned that coal country is Trump country, and if you talk to Republicans in these exit polls, tell us how you feel about the federal government. Are you enthusiastic or satisfied? 7% of voters in West Virginia among Republicans were happy with the federal government. 90% are dissatisfied or angry, and that is right in your Trump crowd. But let's go on to how they feel that Donald Trump will hold up against Hillary Clinton. How likely will Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton in November? Not too likely, not likely at all. 11%. You add this up, this is 87% of people feel that Donald Trump will very likely or somewhat likely crush Hillary Clinton come November. Sandra?
Unbelievable. We learned so much in those. And Christopher, what did you make of all of this?
Well, I think it's exactly on point. Look, the fact of the matter is, as it relates specifically to Hillary Clinton, she cannot, in the general election, compete in Virginia and expect to win. Of course, there's the whole country comment. There's also the anti-government comment. There's also, from the standpoint of trustworthiness, looking at how untrustworthy she is perceived, there is no way that she's going to win in West Virginia.
But Danielle, let's talk about the most important thing, and that is a potential general election matchup with Hillary Clinton, we can assume somewhat at this point, and Donald Trump, of course, the presumptive nominee. What does that look like as we continue to see Hillary Clinton not even able to shake Bernie Sanders from her own race?
Well, no, Sandra, you bring up a great point, and we've seen in the swing states polling very recently showing that they are basically neck and neck within the statistical margin of error, although frankly so is Bernie Sanders in a matchup against Donald Trump. It's a long way from the general election, so that kind of polling has less impact, is probably less predictable, is a less of good measure now than it might be going into the election. And I want to touch on what something was said about her trustworthiness. Certainly she has these shackles, this albatross around her neck of untrustworthiness, and yet if you look at PolitiFact, which is a non-partisan testing, she is basically tied with Bernie Sanders in terms of trustworthy, and Donald Trump is, fairly badly in the negatives.
David, I'm not having to restrain you this morning. Are you okay?
I admit I am in shock and awe. There's a bigger story here, though. The story is West Virginia as a state that the Democrats should fear. Starting with the election of Joe Manchin and the moving forward with the Barack Obama years, West Virginia continues to change from blue to purple to red. And Democrats should watch out, because Kentucky, Tennessee, Appalachia, southwestern New York, the Rust Belt, those are areas, Washington County, Ohio, they're moving away, and they're important to the electoral math in the general election.
See, that's why we keep you around, keeping us on track. All right, thank you very much, everybody, and thank you to Christopher Metzler and Danielle McLaughlin. Good to have you both. All right, still to come, Hillary Clinton, maybe playing it cool. Wait, is she playing something cool? Wow. All right, pay attention when it comes to the investigation into her email server, but her aides are not. Why one walked out on an interview with the FBI. Plus, Disney seeing the dark side of Wall Street, the rare miss that has shares tumbling in the pre-market. We'll have all that in a minute.